All right. It usually takes a few minutes because my computer is very slow and we are in the desert. And apparently it doesn't work so well in New Mexico. So this is why I like the music, but that's okay. Greg, do you have a joke in the meantime or something you want to entertain us while we're going live? You can.
You talking to me?
You're the only Greg here.
What did you say?
I said, if you want to tell a joke or something while we're waiting to go live, you're welcome to do that.
Okay.
You don't have to, though. You can.
Pandemic Yo Mama joke.
A teaser, Greg.
Yo Mama's so ugly, when the pandemic is over, the governor will still make her wear a mask. Okay, that's it.
That's interesting on so many levels. You know.
You got one, Steve? Tell a joke.
No, you're the joke meister.
When was the last time you guys heard a Yo Mama's So Fat joke? Like, it's been a while. It's been a while.
Oh.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
Yo Mama's so fat. She went skydiving, caused a solar eclipse, dropped in the sea, caused a tsunami, sneezed, caused Hurricane Katrina, had a hot flash, caused global warming.
I have one. My mama's so Jewish, she invented guilt.
Oh my God, Robert! I'm going to hell laughing at that. I know I am. Shit, Robert. I'm glad we're not recording on live yet. Oh my God. All right, no more jokes. Oh man, that felt good though. Not the joke, but the laughing. That was great.
How many narcissists does it take to screw in a light bulb? None. They use gaslighting.
Oh my God, Jeff, we love you. Oh, come on, that's great. All right, we're almost there. A few clicks away, y'all.
We're gonna chase people away.
What does Eric Clapton have in common with coffee?
Oh, I'm not pressing the button yet. What?
They both suck without cream.
Oh, snap. All right. So it says we're officially, I'm glad I waited to press the button. It says we are officially live streaming here on Facebook. Oh my gosh. I am so super excited for tonight's double feature. We have Greg Michaels and Levi Miracle from right here in New Mexico. I'm so excited to be bringing these two lovely individuals and incredibly well crafted at their work and their word. So it's going to be a very fun evening if we have not laughed enough yet already tonight. All right. So if you'd like to be on the open mic list tonight, please drop your name in the chat. Let me know. I'll be glad to get you on the list. So far, I've got Stephen, Jeff, and the Beanie God. Okay. Some guidelines as we are letting more folks in the room tonight. First of all, thank you so much for being here. This platform wouldn't work if it wasn't for all of you. And I know my video is a little testy right now because I'm trying to pull up the poem I'm going to read and it likes to pause. Like I said, it's the desert. We are the last to get anything great in New Mexico. Levi will attest to that, I'm sure. So we still don't have any great internet, but the really fucked up thing is that AT&T, is AT&T or Verizon? Maybe it was Verizon. Dug up my front yard last summer and put a fucking 5G pole on the corner in my yard. And I'm like, and then they replace the hole with a mound of white rocks over my terracotta brown rocks. Because who the fuck has red rock in New Mexico? I mean, it has white rock in New Mexico. Like, come on. this is the desert. So yes, and I was like, damn it, of course I'm not a Verizon customer. But I almost made them give me Verizon for life because that was some shit. And they dug up my they really hurt my tree. They killed a lot of branches, this huge mulberry tree. So yeah, I'm going to be putting in a stone concrete wall around that. So now they're fucked. I am not dealing with them again. They yeah, they don't know who they're messing with. So yes, we're the last to get anything great here. Connectivity being one of them. So let's keep only time a wall is appropriate. Yes, keep them Verizon people out. All right, so some rules for tonight. Generally speaking, we'll go about 20 minutes on the open mic list, bring up our first feature, then we'll go back to the open mic list, bring up our second feature, and finish out the open mic list. I generally go by who was here first, and so that was Levi. However, Greg, if you have a schedule issue or something pressing that you need to leave all them watches, I'm like half expecting him to open up his jacket and you just got watches, there. Come into my lair, right? This is how he gets you. So if that is okay, let me know. Robert F., I got you. Yes, Greg.
Other than I'm an old man and I answer to a lower authority.
Men
So I
have
may
been
have-
answering to their lower authority for a long time.
What?
So if you're still
Open
working,
got to go
that's
to the bathroom.
awesome.
So,
And I applaud you. Damn, I'm gonna write that down, Greg, and I'm gonna write a lower authority
no. He can go.
for you. Y'all come on my show. I will take it all day and I will twist it in the best way. So you get it.
I'm kidding, of course.
I'm not kidding. I'm gonna
For-
write it.
For your
I'm-
writing, use
No,
the
I
word,
mean, I don't need to
use
go
the word
first.
slave.
I feel like I want to make an erotic poem just simply because of Jeff Cottrell's big rock on the arm, right? I want to do something dirty with that poem too. All right, so we're gonna keep going tonight. Crap, the chat has been going. If I missed anyone, just drop your name. Stephen, Jeff, Beanie God, and Robert F. Rules for this evening. This is a poetry open mic. Welcome to The Word is Right. I'm your host, Marissa Prada. Please come to all our shows. We have shows almost every single day of the week. It's very exciting. We have an erotic Valentine's Day show. We have a Black History Month show with 22 of the world's best poets. I kid you not, poets you have never heard about. There is only 5 poets in the 22 who have ever featured here at Word is Right. I'm trying to bring in new people, young people, just these up and comings that you've never heard of before. So it's going to be an exciting show. It's a free show. You can always donate, but it's a free show. All right. Also, Ma Dukes has a new show, Rainbow Table Talk with Lizzie. Elizabeth Strauss, who's in the room tonight. They debuted it this last week. That is a table, Deadpan Lizzie. Well, Elizabeth Strauss and Ma Dukes get together with the panelists and talk about queer issues in the world today. And the audience is invited to participate, ask questions, all of that good stuff. So that is one of the new shows that is out. We also have coming in March is The Great Debaters. Raul, Ian, James, and I are going to be hosting The Great Debaters. So you come to that show. It's a writing workshop, and you're automatically divided into 2 groups and given the prompt, and you have the pro or the con, and you have to write to that, regardless of what your position is. So we only thought it was fair that we give you the first prompt for the first show, and it is cats versus dogs. And so it's going to be a really fun way to write and do some awesome things. Coming soon, there's like 4 more shows coming soon. We just relaunched the Postcard Poets program. If you want to send and receive postcards anonymously, we do not give out names. We only give out addresses. If you want to sign up for that program, let us know. It's only 33 cents to send a postcard anywhere in the world. So that is a really fun program. All right. Anything goes on this open mic. You can say fucking shit and dick and pussy and all those wonderful words. words. The only thing you can't do is spit any kind of hate speech whatsoever. If I feel you're a threat to anyone in this room, you will be gone, baby, gone, and not allowed the fuck back in. I run a tight ship. We can have fun, but don't spoil it. I will kick your ass out, and I will not let you back in. So please play nice, and don't abuse the chat. Right, the chat is there as a nice extra. It doesn't have to be there. If you are sending things that are inappropriate in the chat, you will be gone as well. That being said, you do not have to use trigger warnings on your poems on this platform. This is a poetry open mic. Anything can happen. However, if you would like to use a trigger warning, we champion that and we'll support you in that endeavor. But please understand that anyone can say anything at any time that might hit a nerve. So please take care of yourself, be prepared, do what you need to do, and let us know if we can support you in any other way. All right, we ready to go? I got, yeah, yes, Robert, you were right. Stephen, Jeff, Beanie God, and Robert F. on the open mic list. If you'd like to get on the list, send me a message or drop your name in the chat and I'll get you on tonight. I'm going to go ahead and lube the mic. No, Karen, it's not an erotic poem. Don't worry. This is, although she's petting her kitty like maybe she wishes it was. So I know, but your kitty's so pretty. Oh, what a sweet cat. Yes, I hope you draw dogs on the Great Debaters. That would be awesome. I'm just kidding. But it is fun to always write against your personal preference. So I wrote this in the workshop we did on Wednesday night with Ron Mark Thompson here at The Word Is Right. This was an ekphrastic poetry workshop featuring Terry Rose Dirtson's artwork. And this was like a black handprint with like splattered blood, and it had 2020 and BLM and COVID, and it was this very interesting political piece. And so this was what I wrote to that prompt. It's titled Down with 2020. Crusty, creepy, crawly 2020. When everything changed and nothing at the same time. Death, death, death. BLM, COVID, everyone getting fucked, but no one where it counts. Painters, poets, sidewalk, chalk art, hopscotch, schoolyard, dusty with loneliness. The revolution will not be televised. Television is bullshit. Everyone needs internet if they stay alive. Bills, bills, bills. Rent is due, past due, moratorium over. Pay up. Paid off debts, beatings, living on the street, sidewalk, chalk art outlines, violence erupts, bodies bent, breath stolen from generations, cop killers, teenage killers, guns galore, self-defense indefensible in this day and age. Stay home, mask up, overflowing hospitals, doctor suicide, toe tags, body bags in refrigerator containers on the street. Crowded funeral homes, empty funeral processions in the most forgettable parts of our cities, right? Do you remember? Can you stand to remember? Out of toilet paper, just wanna wipe my ass of you, 2020. Thank you. That is going to lube us for the night. Let's go. All right, here comes Terry Rose Dirtson, Daniel Villegas, welcome. All right, if y'all like to get on the open mic list, please drop your name in the chat and I will get you on this list. We'll go till 6:40 and then we'll bring up Levi Miracle. We'll go back to the open mic list for a bit, then we'll bring up Greg Michaels, the urban cowboy poet, and then we'll finish out the list so we got plenty of room tonight. Next up on the list, we got Stephen Blaine. Oh my God, it's Stephen Blaine. Woo woo!
I don't know what to say. Thank you, Marissa. You're great. That's all I can say. I was gonna go with angsty, but I think I'll go with fun. I'm gonna go with fun tonight. So this is a song I wrote, trying to be clever, called "You've Got the Key to My Heart." Here we go. There are keys and sharps, keys and flats, keys for horns, keys for scats. You've got the key to my heart. There are keys to press, keys for clocks, keys for doors, all kinds of locks, but you've got the key to my heart. I sing it in C, deliriously. Just open the door, that's what a key's for. They once used keys to roller skate. Florida's got 'em, Texas ain't, but you've got the key to my heart. I sing it in C, deliriously. Just open the door, that's what a key's for. There are keys for songs, songs to sing. Some keys have a lovely ring, but your key is the key to my heart. Yes, your key is the key to my heart. Your key is the key to my heart.
Yes, you guys unmute your mics for Steve and Blaine. Woohoo!
Yeah, very nice, very nice.
Thank you.
Good.
I feel like you and Jeff Cottrell ought to pair up and do a parody about love and romance. And then that could totally be the refrain song, the key to my heart. But then it'd be like Jeff Cottrell, just imagine if you locked your keys in the car, or something. Like I could just, you guys please pair up for something like that, because if you do, I'll look for some grant money. I'm looking for grant money anyway for Jeff to do, he doesn't know this yet, but to do animated short films based on his poetry, because it's so fucking funny. Anyways, so being that he's next, what an introduction. Jeff Cottrell, everybody!
Thank you.
So what you said about the animated short films, that reminds me, are you familiar with Lev Yilmaz, the guy who does Tales of Mere Existence? Marissa?
Sorry, there's such a delay on my video. I'm shaking my head, but it's delayed. No,
Okay.
I don't, Jeff. Please educate me.
Look him up. He's really interesting. He does these really relatable funny videos, but he's also a filmmaker, and he draws the cartoons while you have to see it to know what I'm talking about. Just look up Tales of Mere Existence. But
Tales of Your Existence. Okay, thanks.
okay, so I'm gonna throw out an oldie here. I'm sure some of you have heard it, called Review of This Piece. Review of this piece by Jeff Cottrell begins rather unimaginatively, with a straightforward literalism that desperately wants to emulate the tone of an educated critic, using terms such as literalism and emulate for effect. By the second sentence, you realize you're in for some kind of postmodern, self-reflexive parody, but Cottrell quickly undermines the formal tone by switching you to the second person for no reason. The piece carries on quite aimlessly, dragging on with the same theme, with an overly complex sentence that runs on and on and on and on, with no apparent sign of its ever having been edited right down to its most tight and clear and efficient form of verbal expression, but rather choosing to be redundant through repetition, more repetition, and saying the same thing over and over in different ways. Then finally, there's a shorter sentence. But the damage has been done, and Cottrell finds himself flailing at the end of his first paragraph, yearning for a clever closing remark to make a transition, but unable to come up with even a modestly catchy turn of phrase. At this point, Cottrell seems to be aware that he has shot his whole load in the first paragraph, and thus for a cheap laugh, resorts to such crass, vulgar imagery as shooting one's load. Then the attempts at clever self-reference continue, but without any real accomplishment. Like a starving man reaching for one solitary breadcrumb he knows won't help him, Cottrell throws in a poor simile. On top of that, his attempt at a metaphor is a pathetic wounded animal, and his penchant for cliches leaves something to be desired. Cottrell cops out with a smug trick of pointing out various literary techniques by using those very techniques. But even supposing that were funny, he ruins the stunt by explaining it openly. The worst part is there's no payoff. Where is this leading to? Does he really think changing the tone with rhetorical questions can save this mess? So on to the second page, the piece continues, and Cottrell is once again just looking for filler. You almost get the impression that he's trying to stretch the whole composition out to a full 4-minute length in order to for it to fit in with many of his other stories and monologues. But he can't do it because there just isn't enough substance behind the theme to sustain a piece of that size. And even if there were, Cottrell would be better off simply ending it right there and leaving his audience wanting more. But does he have that kind of restraint and self-awareness? Of course not. He just keeps on writing and writing and writing, wasting everybody's time with the same thing over and over and over and over, even though he's clearly running out of fresh ideas. Even when he does finally come up with something new, the grammar he uses is real bad. In conclusion, review of this piece is a formulaic and forgettable flop, complete with gratuitous alliteration. It's just another one of Cottrell's contrived, indulgent, overlong, one-joke monologues without any real soul behind it. If only Cottrell had the courage to challenge himself and write something from the heart without being satirical or relying on a bag of clever but cold, shallow gimmicks, perhaps he could make some significant progress as a writer beyond the realm of Zoom open mic nights. Hey, wow, I wrote this 15 years ago and it predicted Zoom. But alas, if this is the best he can come up with now, he is doomed to a lifetime of literary obscurity. And even if Cottrell is satisfied with that, the least he could learn to do is come up with better endings. I don't think there's anything more there. I guess that's finished. Okay, review of this piece. I have a book coming up soon, coming out soon. Check the links I'm about to put in the chat.
Yes, yes, Jeff Cottrell. You guys unmute your mics, please. Give it up for Jeff Cottrell. Oh my God.
What's the name of the book?
I'm telling you, Jeff, Netflix is here in Albuquerque, just up the highway. And I have a lot of friends in film, and short films, animated short films are the thing right now, especially with a lot of the up and coming filmmakers. And I've done a lot of work on film here in New Mexico. I want to find some kids, who are really good, trying to get credit for school, have them working on our projects. Like, that's the way to do it.
So Netflix, their headquarters is in New Mexico. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, they just moved. They have their film studio here. I don't know if it's their headquarters, but it's a huge film studio here.
Okay.
About, I don't know, 5-10 miles up I-25 from Albuquerque. So yes, I mean, I don't know if you know this, but New Mexico has had a very big movie film scene for 30 years. It's huge here. It's like LA, but better because it's not crowded and not expensive. Yeah, and not full of.
There's Breaking Bad, obviously. Yeah.
But yeah, so I love that. I'm working on it. I've got some other things in the works too. But damn it, a short film would be fun, and I would love it if Stephen Blaine composed music to go with that film. It would be so funny. He is pretty funny. Stephen Blaine has a various assortment of music. All right. Next up on the mic, right? You would produce it. Okay, Lizzie, right? Teamwork makes the dream work. Let's go. All right. Speaking of Lizzie, the Beanie God is next. And then after the Beanie God, we'll bring Robert F. We'll break for our first feature, Levi Miracle. So Levi, you got two poets, and then you features about 20 minutes. We'll go over that when I bring you up. All right. Lizzie, are you ready? The Beanie God, everyone.
Thank you. I would come and co-produce some short films composed by Steven and with Jeff to get out of the blizzard and into the warm sun of Albuquerque. So that sounds like a good idea to me.
I'm on the plane with you. Let's go.
Let's go. Just get those flyer miles and say screw you to the Upper West Side, and we'll get on a plane. I hope everyone is safe in the snow today in New York City. We had a huge storm. So while Marissa was working on her sound, I wrote some stuff. These are two pankus. Pankus are a type of poetry I made up. They're 9-word poems. The first one is called Volume. What to do when figuring out computer volume issues. The second one is called Pussycat. I love pussy, but do not care for cats. And the final piece I will share for now is just a thesis poem. It's called Bowls. The white powder that is not cocaine of New York City brings bowls of extra spicy chutney masala, soup for some, weed-induced hookah hoses, poetry online open mics galore, Tom Brady retiring from football but not racism, thinking about football heads, how on the hit Nickelodeon show Hey Arnold, they turn the streets of our concrete jungle into an ice skating rink with water hoses, but who knows if they were truly full of Mary Jane. It's a joke. Simmer down. Thank you.
It's a joke. Simmer down. Oh my God. That should be a ringtone, Lizzie. It's a joke. Simmer down. Or a meme or something. Like, record that, please.
Just
It's
me
a
as
joke.
a
Simmer
just
down.
me, Bob Newhart style deadpan, be like,
Oh
it's
my
a joke.
God.
Simmer down.
I freaking love it. Yes. It's a joke. Simmer down. I would send that to so many people.
I don't know how to make a meme, but if anyone knows how to make a meme and wants to put a photo of me in a beanie
It's a
with
joke.
that,
Simmer down.
I'm fine. I give creative license to whoever wants to do that.
We have to be able to figure it. I got Photoshop. Surely it's got to happen through cutting images over the course of 3 or 4 seconds. All right.
I bet you can find a website. You just log in.
Maybe
Easy.
find out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'll work on that while I listen to y'all read. But thank you.
let's go. It's going to be a great show. I'm excited. All right, Robert F., are you ready, sir?
Good evening. I'm Robert Fleming. I'm a word artist from Lewis, Delaware. And today we did get 6 inches of snow in Delaware. Actually, it was last night. And so to help me with my reading, I'm going to wear one of my fur vests. Oh, there we go. And since it's a real fur, I encourage you to throw blood at my fur. So tonight I'm going to do some readings, 2 readings for children. The first one is for a child about the age of 5 or 6. And I'm going to start by showing a picture of what I looked like when I was 5 years old. So that was Robert when he was 5. And I'm going to read the poem for the 5-year-old child. It's called Schoolhouse Poetry, 2 Animals, 2 Places. Rocky is outside. Rocky is a squirrel. Today is Saturday. Rocky is on TV. Bullwinkle is a moose. Where's Bullwinkle? Bullwinkle is Rocky's friend. My friend too. Bullwinkle is not outside. Is Bullwinkle on TV? That was my first one, and that will be featured in a Virginia poetry group called Spilled Ink Virginia in the month in February. For my second piece, I'm going to change my vest and do a costume change. And, you know, I'm not as experienced as Cher at doing costume changes on stage, so it's going to be, it might be a little bit clumsy. Well, this is my second vest. And my second piece for a child is for a child who's about 10 or 11. So I'm going to share my picture of what I looked like when I was about 10 or 11. That was my school picture. And then I'm going to read the piece. Some things water won't grow. Mark has one black one. If a hair marks the first man, magnifying glass under Mark's left arm is bump, bump, bump. Eat peanut butter and jelly, every lunch grows hair. No tuna fish, no hair. Don't get caught saying fuck. Vice principal visit. Ken doll is as smooth as a baseball bat. In history, I sit in the back row. Reach my right index finger under my blue t-shirt under my left arm. Robert, take your hand out of your shirt, repeats Miss Jones. Mama, I want to be like Daddy. Stop wanting, it will happen. Snack this jam nut sandwich and outside until dinner. When I'm a man, I'll get picked football first. Shower naked with the other men and slap wet towels on boys' butts who haven't grown. So that's it. That was my tribute tonight to Poetry for Children.
All right, y'all. Robert F. Thank you, Robert F. so
Awesome.
much.
Woo.
Woo-hoo.
Woo, woo, woo.
All right. Welcome everyone who's coming in the room. If you would like to read tonight on the open mic, drop your name in the chat or send me a message and I will get you on. We're bringing up our first feature this evening. This is Levi Miracle. I can't tell you anything about him because he's an experience. So you'll have to, just strap in and be ready for anything. I'm really excited that we have so many amazing poets in New Mexico and that we're building platforms to help launch so much work from New Mexican poets. I will make it to Tucumcari one of these days, Levi. I can't wait to meet you in person. I'm so excited to meet you. Yeah. All right. So I'm gonna read Levi's his bio. You can find him on Facebook, Poetry of Levi Miracle, LeviMericle. That's for those of you watching live on Facebook. All of his websites and links are on the Facebook event page for Word is Right. And you can also share this live with other folks once it's posted, even if they're not on Facebook. So please do so. All right. Levi J Miracle is a disabled queer poet / spoken word artist, award-winning songwriter, children's author, and fiction writer from Tucumcari, New Mexico. His work has appeared in over 30 anthologies, lit magazines and journals in over half a dozen countries, including China, England, Spain, Indonesia, India, and the US. He is an advocate for the mentally ill and the anti-bullying movement, as well as an advocate for the LGBTQIA+ community. He spends his days writing and submitting his work to journals and magazines, as well as enjoying time with his family and his collection of cameras. Unmute your mics, please. Give a warm welcome to our very first feature tonight, Levi Miracle!
Yeah.
Features have about 20 minutes. So just go, Levi. I'm not going to stop you. If you want to ask how much time you have, you can, but it's
Okay.
We're very lax here.
Okay. I think I got it about around the 20-minute mark, so I think I'm good. But anyway, hello everybody. First off, I just want to say thanks to Marissa for having me tonight. And I'm very honored to be featured alongside so many great poets throughout the past many months and the many more to come. Very grateful for that. I'm very thankful to see all of you here tonight, and I hope you enjoy my work. Okay, so with that being said, I'm going to start with a fairly new piece I wrote a couple months ago for another show. But but I haven't yet read it here on The Word is Right. So it is entitled A Letter to the Dead Grandmothers That Raised Us. This is for friends and for myself. The tip of my pen leaks forgiveness, jotted spaces between lined pages. I seek your redemption. My encapsulated words remind me I swallow memories like the Xanax you popped and the whiskey you chugged to forget me. I stumble through my thought maze like gods on the run, my tongue coated with smoke grenade juice, hiding every word, every feeling behind every word. I'm lost without your hatred. Though your hatred is why I'm lost. Songs of my incandescent love overshadowed by nightmares you placed in my wake. My mind is my amulet of security, better than any plastic Jesus you kept wrapped around your neck or layered in your throat. Poverty of the soul was what you specialized in. Yet you kept your God on standby, your hands, slapping the demons from my flesh, beating the gay from my body with your Bible-shaped fists to remind me of your purity and the normalcy. Coffin lids remind me of your faith. A closed-off songbird that eats the flesh of other young birds. I don't pray to the same God you prayed to. I don't worship the same God you shoved down my throat as a child. I wish you were back. Although I do not miss the history between us. You fought me at every step of the walk in my shoes, but I trod on comfort land now. I do not wade in your gayless submerged waters. I sing the songs of joyous birds. I pray to a God that's accepting. The tip of my tongue may leak forgiveness in this letter, but my heart will forever spew the hunger of needing your approval. You're gone now, and I can forever be cherished for who I am. This is the path of my destiny, diamonds in the eyes of the future. Thank you. That was my first one. For the second piece I'm going to read is actually a psychological micro flash fiction piece, and it has been published and reprinted in magazines such as Mystery Tribune, Spillwords Press, and Zero Flash. It's entitled Turn Around. His psychiatrist always told him his hallucinations were due to the traumatic loss of his mother as a child. The way she died was horrifying and was a potentially scarring event for anyone, let alone a 9-year-old. So he suggested for his mental well-being that he should start over and not look back. He visited his mother's grave, placed fresh flowers, and said goodbye. Frederick fled from his current situation, from his family, his friends, and he left the United States to travel to Italy. He left behind everything he knew to start fresh. He met a girl named Cicely, who he connected with in almost every way. They rented an apartment together, bought a puppy, and were ultimately happy, and his hallucinations vanished. It was a Friday at around noon. The mail was just delivered to their apartment complex. Gabriella walked in the door and handed it to Frederick. He took the stack of letters and began thumbing through. He looked through the mail bill after bill until in the middle of the mail was a postcard from his hometown. A piece of tape held a withered pink carnation petal in the left-hand corner under the text. He began reading the familiar handwritten words as his heart began beating faster and harder. I missed you, baby. Why did you leave me? I told you I would be with you always, but still you left. Turn around, Freddie. Mommy's right here. Thank you. I like that piece a lot. For my next poems, the next three I'm going to read come out of my debut poetry collection and short fiction, The Autobiography of a Broken Kid, like that right here. And they've also been previously published in journals such as the Journal of Artistic Creation and Literary Research from the University of Madrid, Spain, and Outsider Poetry. Here's the first one. It's entitled, Not My Fault. It wasn't my fault. It flowed out of me like rainwater, like bolts of pain sharper than the colorful cracks in the sky. It wasn't my fault that my spine was aligned with flowers with spines like loose spiders in a tea jar, like verbose roses in a biblical pattern of beauty, yet patterned like frozen moths in the wind. It wasn't my fault. I dreamed of your sanity last night, as you caught the teardrop of my crazy and watched it dissipate in your palm like a snowdrop. But I couldn't forget this laughter of our souls, and in essence, I needed you like stone. A strong formation that would overtake the tides that rocked these shores, but still, it wasn't enough to uphold. I'm but a frail petal now, from a flower with no name and no beauty to claim. This is what I become, a commentator without an event. I'm the wind that keeps blowing open the door to your heart, to your mind, yet nothing would make me happier than bolting the door from the inside out. If only the trees could see us now. They would try to uproot all the hatred within, all the insanity that resides between our bones that won't let us be one again. Forgive me if I'm saying I'm losing all hope for sanity, because without you, my mind is as lost as a child at sea. And as hard as you squint and you try to pretend that the person you see isn't me, it wasn't my fault. Although now I'm not so sure who's to blame. It wasn't my fault. It's not my fault. Excuse me, thank you. The next is called Dear Destiny. Remember the ashes of your tears? The smell they left on your pant leg when they fell to die, where every memory of unwanted solitude flooded your cheekbones like gray water. I remember the comatose gleam they left on your lashes, a fragment of sorrow I eagerly swiped away like candy from a diabetic's grip. I felt the magic in the moment when I told you, the world will remember your smile, that I will never forget your tears, and that you are unworthy of pain. Like I've said in the past, you remind me of absolutely nothing else, a brand new bridge I need to cross to find myself, to define moments in my life I've never experienced before. If you were a paper cut, I never want to quit bleeding. I've often thought of myself as an empty bottle, but the way you fill me with desire is like quenching the hollow thirst within my dehydrated soul. I remember feeling a pause in time, an absence of existing, like dying in a way only felt once without actual death. A portion of me has died, but only to be recreated into something I've only dreamed of becoming. A person without fear, fear of questions never answered within inside my entity, Fear of existing inside a maze of thistle I can never escape. Fear of never overcoming a certain space of myself, ever being fulfilled, to have this absent terror of always being hollow. It's slowly diminishing into the butterfly effect of fulfillment. Every time you cry, I will weep with you. Every time you stumble to fall, no matter where, I'll bridge my arms across the world for a smoother walk in this lifetime. I will always, always remember the smell of your sorrow, but I'll never forget the fragrance of what makes you happy. Thank you. Okay, this is the third poem from my collection of poetry, and it's going to be the final poem of the evening. I wrote it in dedication to my nephew, who would be 19 years old in May. He died when he was 10 months old, and it is entitled Saying Goodbye. Older men declare war, but it is youth that must fight and die. Herbert Hoover. Cast iron tears are easy. When you are young, when you're broken, when your heart is heavy, when death licks your ambitions like a lollipop and you throw away your desire like the wrapper of life. What is the taste of grief exactly? Is it iron, confliction, cheap attention, or compassion? When you died, I cradled the thought of your mini corpse. I disregarded the stiff, firm look of your eyelids and tried to remember your smile. Forever hates you, yet the ending embraces your bones. Someday, I'll wonder why roses cry the way they do. Like pails of petals poured over concrete. Thank you all. To end my time tonight, I'm going to play my song Whiskey Deep, which some of you might have already heard. It has won a couple songwriting awards, including a fully mastered demo from Pearl Snap Studios, based out in Nashville. I hope you enjoy it. I'm going to try to share the screen real quick. Let's see. Hey, Marissa, remind me how to share this.
Okay, so at the bottom,
okay.
you should see an option for share screen. Just
I see it.
that,
I see it. Okay.
and then share, and you're good.
Thank you. I think it's this one. No.
Levy, after you have it open, you're
Yeah.
gonna have to go to share screen and click on share audio.
No, well, yes. Do you want just the audio, or is it video and audio as well?
It's video too, but it can just be audio. I don't know.
Okay, so then when you click share screen at the top middle, there's a tab that says advanced.
Okay.
You click advanced and then share sound.
Computer audio, right?
So at the bottom of your screen, of your Zoom screen, it has like your mute button, your
It says
video
share.
button, participants.
Share sound.
So
I got that.
Perfect.
Okay.
So share screen, but you want to click the share screen, the green share screen, if it's green for you, maybe.
I can just do the sound. It's okay. It's not really a video anyway, so.
Okay, but the
Okay,
share, but if it says share screen, there's a place where you can just share audio.
Okay. I should have figured out how to do this before.
It's
I
okay.
apologize.
We're here for it. We're here for all of it. There we go.
Do you see it?
Let's see if we can hear you now. We can see it.
Okay, I haven't played it
hear
yet.
you.
All right, here we go.
Perfect. Yes, we got you.
She left me for another man. This one she thought she'd keep. 2 beers down to drown her out, 1 shot of whiskey deep. She smashed the lights of my pickup truck. I thought it was kinda sweet. And 3 beers down to drown the pain, and 2 shots of whiskey deep. She told me she would always love me, and I thought she would never cheat. 4 beers down to drown the lights, and 3 shots of whiskey deep. And there are lovers out there who choose to love, 'cause loving is in their genes. And there are lovers out there who choose to love again, although they will never be pleased. Then there are lovers out there like myself, whose love is never incomplete. I love what the lovers kiss till death, in a breath of whiskey deep. Oh yeah. She tattooed my name on her left arm. I thought that was kinda neat. 5 beers down to drown her out, 4 shots of whiskey deep. Now I see her in my dreams. It's a sickness that I can't beat. 6 beers down to drown the pain, 5 shots of whiskey deep. I thought I'd never be saying this, but I'm lost on Lover Street. 7 beers down to find my way, and 6 shots of whiskey deep. There are lovers out there who choose to love, 'cause loving is in their genes. And there are lovers out there who choose to love again, although they will never be pleased. Then there are lovers out there like myself, whose love is never incomplete. I love what the lovers kiss till death, in a breath of whiskey deep. Oh yeah. To all the lovers out there who love will always come too cheap. But you'll find your price maybe once or twice, with 6 shots of whiskey deep. And to tell you I'm sorry is a lie I like to keep. I drown it with my sorrow, and with shots of whiskey deep. There are lovers out there who choose to love, 'cause loving is in their genes. And there are lovers out there who choose to love again, although they will never be pleased. Then there are lovers out there like myself, whose love is never incomplete. I love what the lovers kiss till death, in a breath of whiskey deep.
Yes, y'all, unmute your mics, please. Give it up for our first feature this evening, Mr. Levi Miracle.
Thank you all for having me tonight. Love you, Marissa. You do awesome work.
Oh my gosh, Levi, I'm so glad that you're here. Thank you so much, y'all. He's so special, and please go follow him. Go get his music. Go get his books. Go get all that stuff. Everything is on the Facebook event page for tonight. Also, Levi can drop all of that in the chat. You know, we talk a lot at the end of these features of if we were in a bar or brewery or a venue and a physical open mic, because if COVID wasn't here, we would pass around the hat, right? And there's 24 people in the room tonight. If everyone just put in $2 or $3 for each poet, That's a very, very important thing for them, because we all have bills to pay, right? And I want to continue to bring these events, the word is right, free, not charging tickets to be here. So please, please dig into your pockets. If you think, well, holy shit, I'm not going to send Levi Miracle $3. That's cheap. You're wrong. Because if everyone who sent Levi Miracle $3 actually sent him $3, he'd be a lot fucking richer now. So please just dig in. Like, you just got an entire show and a song from this man. If you were not moved during his entire set, I don't know what to tell you. It absolutely should be worth $3. Dig into your pocket. I mean, you want to put some zeros at the end of that? That's okay too, right? But please, please tip the features this evening. Please give them something. Just don't do nothing, right? Everyone doing a little is a lot. And that makes all the difference as we try to move the needle in this world with our pen, right? If we can't dig into our pockets and find $3 for each of these features tonight, then I'm very despondent. So don't let me be sad. Let's let these poets go home with a very, very nice paycheck this evening. Thank you so much, Levi. Do you have anything coming up? Any shows, features, dates, anything that we should know about? And what is your Cash Apps and PayPal, Venmo, that type of thing?
Okay, I'll drop it in the chat. I actually don't have a PayPal myself, but my mother has one, so you can.
All right. If you guys want to tip Levi and you're not sure how to get him the money, send it to me, Marissa at redorgreenbooks.com, and I will send him a check. All right.
That works.
Marissa, Marissa at READ, redorgreenbooks.com. That's my PayPal. If you, and do you have, what about Cash App or Venmo?
I don't have any of those either.
All right. If you send me money,
like living in the dark ages.
Please put in there, say for Levi's feature or for Greg's feature or whatever, for Word is Right feature. You can also Cash App Marissa Prada, and I will forward that to these amazing people. We've done that in the past when features either don't have the handles or you don't have PayPal and they have Cash App, or they have Cash App and you don't have PayPal. So we'll figure it out. There's zero reason. There's zero excuses. Excuses are like assholes. Everyone's got them. Zero excuses why you can't give to this man tonight. If you don't have PayPal or Cash App, then hit me up and let's go. Yeah, absolutely. I love it. That song, man, is just, every time I hear it, I love it. Like, I love it. Oh.
Thank you. I got a couple more songs in contest this year, so let's hope they make it. It's new shit, so let's hope they make it. So
let's hope. Yes. And as we start to bridge into video poetry for short films and stuff, I'm definitely going to be dipping into our community of artists to compose things. We keep everything in house as much as we can for these projects. So yes, let's go.
Yes.
All right, Levi Miracle, everyone. Unmute your mics one more time. Let's give him a big round of applause. Thank you so much, Levi.
Woo, 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 woo. Hey, Levi.
Yes, Levi. Dope.
All right,
Love you all. Thank you.
We're going to go back to our open mic list. Welcome everyone who's coming in the room. If you would like to get on the open mic list tonight, drop your name in the chat and I will get you on. I only have 2 poets on the remaining list. Well, 3, because Karen Scott doesn't know I'm going to call her, but I'm just kidding, Karen. I won't call you. I just like teasing her about that. One day I'll call her and then she won't know. All right. So I've got Daniel Villegas, who I'm so excited about. Daniel's going to be a feature for February's a Freestyle Friday with Ray Jaden, the last Friday of the month. Daniel, I already made your poster. Yes, it's it's already done. And I learned how to resize the posters. So I have a big one for Facebook and a little one for Instagram. So you can share the shit out of that. Let's go. Daniel Villegas, everybody.
Yeah, I say that's how it is. Great poetry for Levi. Thanks for sharing, everyone who shared. I just released a new song on all streaming platforms called Planet Earth. It's a poem with amazing music to it. Check it out. I'm actually gonna read it right now. but you guys could go check it out. Like I said, it's important to express and to have platforms like this to be able to do that. It's a very good for the mental health and for the well-being of everybody. So I'm glad to be part of this. So this is called Planet Earth. I'm rocking with my common sense so prominent. Hit hard with words so hard they feel like rocket ships. I don't need no ambulance, yo, my mind is immaculate. With a backpack on my backpack that'll make you conjugate. Words are like verbs of a state of action. My mind is a state of mind so sharp that it make a cactus seem bland. I'm the original form of He-Man, flying through the universe with a crafty wristband, because sometimes we feel heartless. But it's not that I don't care. It's just that I feel that I'm part of something bigger. I don't pull no triggers unless my itchy finger itches so much that I point my finger to the wrong side. Because if you look carefully, 3 are pointed at me with one hardly at the wrong guy. I choose to be all light. My brilliance alleviates the hardest of headaches. When feeling not radiant, I say radiate like the sun's rays when you feel inebriant or inebriated. Drunk like the drunken master of karate chop, my tai chi may seem bombastic. My booms are sonic booms that are boom past you, because music is light. And you don't want to be caught in the middle of the night, with the fight with your own shadow. If darkness hits, then you gotta shine brighter. Be like the central sun, the light within is the light amongst all beings. We are love and joy beyond being. I'm talking about beyond seeing at a level so high you might hit your head when you're walking on the sky. You're thinking you're fine, I'm a skywalker. In other words, I fly high. To combine a line that'll make you feel beyond time, it's all grace. When the heavens descend, it's all place. I capture like camcorders, recording what I know, it's all race. Humankind can never forget that we're all space. In the middle of matter, right where the physical and non-physical meet, I decide to kick a rhyme so that people can speak. I tweak debris in the dirt that you can now see and elevate consciousness beyond beat. I'm talking about sweeter than sugar. The girl so fly, she's honey, I'm funny. Ha! But never mishandle my money, I'm all in. When the purpose is to raise vibration so calmly, so listen. And never forget your mission on Earth, because we really came here to help it ascend first, planet Earth. Thank you. Peace.
Oh, Daniel.
Woo! Everybody! Bravo, amigo! Oh my God, Daniel.
Wow, that was awesome. Fire.
Oh man, I'm so glad that you're part of the Word is Right family. Like you're so awesome, man. I got a hug for you when I come to New York City. Done. All right. I want to spit some freestyle in the streets of New York with you, Daniel. It's gonna happen. Let's go. All right, next up on the mic, I got Terry Rose Jerson. Beautiful Terry Rose. Terry Rose is the artist who I wrote that ekphrastic poem with on Wednesday night that I recited at the beginning of tonight's show. After Terry Rose, we'll do Ms. Zaney. And we'll bring up our second feature tonight, the Urban Cowboy Poet. And we'll continue with the list. I got Thomas Connor, Sophia Falco. Yes, you must use both of her names. Guntis, I hope I'm saying this properly. If I mispronounce your name, please let me know. I am not above coaching. And Marianne Peterson. All right, Terry Rose, are you ready?
Yes. I have two. MLK Day. Another holiday to commemorate another brave hero who spoke out against injustice and paid for it by being murdered. Cut down in the prime of life, speaking truths too hard to hear for those who did the crime. This story is all too familiar. Are we numb? Dumb? Can we not see how history keeps repeating itself? Is it the rule of fate that we are doomed to repeat the lesson until it is learned? From the looks of things, we have learned nothing. My dream is we all wake from this nightmare. And peace, that's the first one. Okay, Violet, another poem about my dog. I took a picture of my dog with her tongue hanging out. She looks cute that way. I read somewhere that dogs learn behaviors that elicit responses from humans. Even a smile. Yes, my dog knows how to work me. I am her person. Violet turned 6 years old today. I worry her time will end before I am ready. This bitch has found her way from the pound to my heart. Dogs love their owners unconditionally. We can learn a lot from them. And peace.
Go, Terry Rose. Wait, are those both your pieces?
What? Yeah. Why?
Oh,
you want
okay.
another one?
Yes. Yes, I do.
I got another one about my dog. I'm just going to go on about I can write a whole book of poems about my dog. I probably will do that sometime.
Huh, what an interest. It could be one of those pocketbooks, like a small pocket.
Hmm.
Who could do that? I don't know.
Okay, this one's called My Creature, Violet. Creature from the Black Lagoon, Violet the dog is coming soon. All because I left the room. She follows closely behind, looking for any food she can find. If you turn around too fast, you may step on her paws at last. Violet lets out a squeal if I don't remove her paw from my heel. Dang it, doggy, why you gotta be so froggy? Jumping up every time I move. Can't you just chill in the groove? After me, you relentlessly bound. Fate dealt you a better hand than the brutal life at the pound, where we first encountered, eyes met. You no longer had to be lonely or fret. An adorable, pathetic, spotty runt, set apart to forever hold a place in my heart.
Oh, Terry Rose. Yeah. Oh my God. You know what?
That was sweet. That was real sweet.
We could do a book in the shape of like a bone, maybe. That would be cool. That would be dope. I'll look into stuff like that. All right. Yes. Do you have anything coming up, beautiful?
I do. On the 13th, there's a lot of things going on the 13th, but this one's early at the FUFMA FUMFA on their, I think it's YouTube live that they do. So it's going to be a bunch of readers for like Valentine's Day poems, that kind of stuff.
Awesome. Yes, they do a lot of really great things. They've just featured all of the next 10 poets in the lineup, which was amazing. Thought it was a little strange that the press didn't go to talk about the project, but that's okay. The poets got to go and do it, and it was a great show, and there was so much hype about the next 10 poets. I'm hoping they do that.
This book right here, Touching Tongues.
Touching Tongues. Yes.
With 30 women, erotica poetry. If anyone's interested in a copy, I have a couple left. You can instant message or PM me.
Yes, buy her copies so she has to buy more. 31 women, almost 30, almost what did I can't even, it's way too late for me. But anyways, it's an incredibly beautiful book, all about erotica. And this next poet, of course, Terry Rose is in the book, right? But this next poet who's coming up is also in the book, and she's freaking phenomenal. Miss Zany, are you ready?
I am ready. So this evening won't be an erotic poem. However, stay tuned. I haven't titled this particular poem, but if anybody wants to give me any suggestions, that'd be awesome. Okay. It may be a formality when greeting each other to ask, "How are you?" It's a serious pet peeve of mine, and maybe you were attempting to be kind. Please stop and rewind for a moment. Were you asking me this because you have space to hold for me as I tell you how I really feel? Or are you so used to asking the question that you're not using your discretion carefully? Here, let me reiterate. If I don't say that I'm good or great as a normal state of how I am supposed to be, will you take a moment to listen? Do you have a moment for me so that I can heal and be heard? If not, please rearrange those words to where I'm not putting my heart out there just for you to chop and shatter, to go on and ask, what is the matter? Take those empty words of care, do whatever, but simply stare and leave me the fuck alone. In peace.
Yes.
Yes.
You did when you won.
I put a title for you in the chat.
Oh my God, Robert. We're not saying that out loud. Oh shit, Robert's doesn't even have the fuzzy hat on, and he's being really naughty tonight. All right. Yeah. I don't think that's what she wants to title her poem. Miss Sadie, you got anything coming up, my beautiful friend?
I am going to be featured for Valentine's Day. This is for our Moist Mondays. It's me and 3 other poets. I know that Cassandra is free is going to be one of those.
Mr. Speaker.
Mr. Speaker.
And Call Me
and
King.
yes,
Oh,
so
that delicious man.
yes, please, please
Drop
catch
the
us
pen.
if you're even
can't
if you're doing something for Valentine's Day. Just like check us out.
Yes, Moist Mondays, the second and fourth Monday right here at The Word is Right, WRITE. Normally our show is at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, but it's going to be at 9 o'clock because it's Valentine's and we are doing Dark After Hours. It is not recorded and it is not live streamed, so you have to be there to participate. It is not something that is stored. 21 and older only event. A lot of beautiful sex and amazing poetry. So yes, I'm excited. Miss Sadie is going to be one of the 4 features. Yes. Otherwise, the Moist Monday is the second and fourth Monday of the month. I'm hosting. I am currently looking for a co-host, but we will see. I have a few people who have offered. And we'll see what happens. All right, next up on the mic, we have our second feature of the evening, who I am so excited to bring to you. And first of all, Greg, thank you so much for being patient with us throughout the course of last year. I kid you not, we are still working through the first time featured poets at Word is Right. These are all poets who've been waiting the better part of a year to feature here on the Double Feature Wednesdays, because there has just been incredible demand to get on the stage here. In fact, there will be a couple triple features coming up. We have a triple feature to finish out Black History Month. There will be other things happening as well in the spring, where we're bringing 3 poets at a time on to read. So yes, it's going to keep going. So thank you so much. I've had the honor of meeting this person in person, and he is just as wonderful in the flesh as he is on the screen. Absolutely love Greg Michaels. I'm not going to give it away because like Levi, he's an experience and y'all just, there's no way to prepare. All right, Greg Michaels, the urban cowboy poet, grew up in Lorain, Ohio, the son of a voice teacher and a comic actor. He has been singing since he learned to talk and started making up jokes soon after. He first performed in public at the age of 8. As an adult, he sang in barbershop quartets and choruses and toured Europe with a gospel choir. He has performed stand-up comedy and written sketch comedy, humorous articles, and song parodies. When he was living in California, he became a fan of cowboy poetry, but not being a Westerner, he had to invent his own subgenre. He tells urban legends in the style of the cowboy poets and calls it urban cowboy poetry. He is also a national bridge champion. I love cards, by the way. And competitive Scrabble player. And before the pandemic, he taught chess in elementary schools. He has 2 musical, funny, game-playing sons and a 1-year-old grandson with unlimited potential. He does not need or want donations, but please donate to the word. Well, he says to donate to the Word is Right. But I think we'll figure out where to donate that, or the poet of your choice. Also buy his book. So in lieu of donating to the Word is Right, just buy his book, please, you guys. You can see his videos on YouTube and Facebook under Urban Cowboy Poet. Please unmute your mics. Give a warm welcome to Greg Michael, Urban Cowboy Poet.
Yeah. Come on, Greg.
First off, I apologize to all the cowboy rhymers. I admire all the lies and truths told by old timers. Preposterous tales are set to rhyme. The bowl can't get no thicker. Who am I to take your time? Me, a city slicker. Cowboys are always working hard, riding horses, roping gold dogies, while city folks just mow their yard or drink gin and shoot bogeys. But I But I love how you romanticize ranch days and all their glories. I just kind of idolize your way of telling stories. Don't know about cattle punching, and I never shot no gun, but your poetry is catching. Why should you have all the fun? You can keep your heartfelt odes, mine would be so boring. I like yarns in tall tale mode, bodacious and rip roaring. Forgive me, cattle callers, ropers, fast guns I'm offending, but tales don't come no taller than the ones called urban legends. Stories you almost believe, inspired by some weird factoid. Tales anonymously conceived that show up in the tabloids about undeserved but funny fates that come to good deed doers, death by poop, exploding pates, and gators in the sewers. I read some on the internet and then I did some tweaking. Good stories get much better yet in the cowpoke way of speaking. I write these in my kitchen while you're out where buffalo roam. Please set a spell and listen to my urban cowboy poems. That is what I do. I'm going to have a trigger warning now. These here legends just might induce hysterical laughter. So if you feel like giving a guffaw or a chuckle, please unmute yourself. I would love to hear that. I'm going to start with first legend I wrote, first one I did online, and the legend that made Marissa fall in love with me. Death by Dung. Friedrich Riesfeld was a keeper at the Paderborn, Germany Zoo. Friedrich ended up much deeper than you ever want to be in poo. His elephant, named Stefan, normally shat with regulation, but his bowels was out of step and he was fit with constipation. He'd been cared for like a pet. What was this all about? 20 tons of food he ate for days. Nothing came out. He'd been exercised around his pen, fed a healthy diet. Were they anything to ease his pain? You know, Friedrich would try it. His animals were his concern. He'd stay all night and sit with a sickly looking pachyderm who couldn't give a shit. What an awesome task it was, uncork a beast that big. First try, a bushel basket full of berries, prunes, and figs. Some laxative will do you good. You'll like it now, big fella. Anyone in Germany would. It tastes just like Nutella. They've studied it like elephants do. They sniff with their long noses. Took quite a while before he was through. He had 22 doses. The final touch, an enema fed made with olive oil. An extra virgin formula to make the bowels boil. The spread got close and aimed to spray into the mammal's rear. He didn't know that, in a way, both their ends were near. Now, Stefan, stop your grumbling. I'm your biggest fan. Steph's inner started rumbling. Then the shit hit the man. Fred dropped. Weren't just a boo-boo, the fall plum knocked him out. An amazing amount of doo-doo then proceeded to pour out. For no animal nor human round went fed for all in that trap. No hound came to rescue him in that there avalanche of crap. He wished he'd been curating for some much smaller species. He wouldn't be suffocating beneath a waterfall of feces. Friedrich managed one last breath, his final respiration. Zoo vets diagnosed his death. The cause was defecation. One way or another, it became a worldwide scoop. German keepers smothered by 200 pounds of poop. Now, zoos are full of dirty jobs that someone's got to do. You're thinking that this story's odd, too crappy to be true. Well, you won't find a truer fact than that almanac on your shelf. A friend of my cousin Jack overheard his own self. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
I didn't hear much laughter, so I guess I'm going to have to be funnier now. This one I wrote in the last year, so I call it the pandemic. The 80s saw a deadly trend amongst fashion-minded teens who didn't know the dangers of their shrink-to-fit jeans. This started with a billboard, Levi's modeled by a hunk who wore them in the bath time until his jeans outlined his junk. Teens hoped the skin-tight look would enhance their reputation. They discovered that their shrinking pants cut off their circulation. They planned get-togethers with music, food, and kegs. but couldn't make the party with no blood going to their legs. One hottie brought the tightest pair of jeans that she could find and soaked them to the limit just to show off her behind. She was proud that she was fit and into dancing and athletics, till she had to have her 501 scraped off by paramedics. They raved by this new sexy style with every other breath. Parents feared this obsession would lead to their kid's death. One couple told their daughter about a boy they knew who died. The girl, like all teens everywhere, assumed her parents lied. They don't want me looking hot, so they made up this fiction. Her cause of death was listed as crushing pant constriction. You want to wear them in the bath? Go ahead, you might get lucky. Quick shower would be safer. Leave the tub to rubber ducky. Thank you. And this here legend is one of the most famous urban legends. When you fly into New York, an awesome skyline is a greeting. On the surface, take a taxi to that most important meeting. Below ground, go by subway to the restaurant or theater. But don't go any lower. In the sewer, there be gators.
Yes, UCP.
How did alligators with their big old snapping mouth come to live below Manhattan? Well, you know they grow down south. Did some genius say, well, noshing on his bagel and his locks? What the city really needs is alligators or crocs. Well, they were brought back by New Yorkers, wintering in the Florida sun, who thought a dangerous animal might bring some family fun. They needed gifts for grandkids who may feel really hurt if Grand went to Miami and all they got was a t-shirt. Each grandpa had the same idea. I know what to get. I'll buy little Joe a baby gator for a pet. Joe will be the envy of every kid at school. He could use the family bathtub as a gator's swimming pool. First, the little beasts were welcome in the family nest. Then they started biting and becoming a real pest. New York moms appreciated feeling clean and showered. They couldn't enjoy their bath time with a chance they'd be devoured. All around Manhattan, they cried, "This just can't go on." And all the families flushed their alligators down the john. These reptiles congregated in the sewers of New York. Then they started breeding where it's stinky, damp, and dark. This started in the 30s, flushing baby crocodilians. Some were boys, and some were girls. By now, there could be millions. There ain't no light way down below, and if you believe the winos, they've grown into a colony of giant blind albinos. Criminals who hide below and see those big jaws snap will learn they're not the baddest baggers and that they're Big Apple. They'll find out soon enough that their zip guns and switchblades just ain't a match for a man-eater from the Everglades. If you slip through and greet the beast at New York's lowest level, you might think you fell to hell and met up with the devil. But will they come up and terrorize? I don't think they would. They leave the upper city to the pushers, pimps, and hoods. They ain't gonna swarm the streets if manholes ain't kept shut, or swim up through a public john and bite you on the butt. You have to hide up in the sky in a high-rise elevator. Just be careful not to go too low. In the sewer, there be gators.
Yeah.
Beware. Those people that still believe these legends, like that one and like this next one, Disney on Ice. Dad might not be dead when it comes to old Walt Disney. He's the guy that invented imagination, isn't he? Cancer had destroyed his lung. It seems his day were ended, but this man of vision had a plan to get his time extended. The idea, Uncle Walt has himself froze in 1966. The idea to suspend his life till science found a fix. He'd hibernate till doctors made a cure for his lung cancer. He still directs the family business through a necromancer. Disneyland is the location of his cryonic birth. Ain't no better sight to chill than the happiest place on earth. He told his family, "Don't you fret, because I got this all planned. They'll find a cure and wake me up in Tomorrowland. Under Pirates of the Caribbean is where I want to be. Yo ho, and second life for me. I don't care how long it takes until I see the light. I'll have a nice long snooze like Sleeping Beauty or Snow White." When I went to that there magic kingdom with my grandson, I met Wolf's ghost wandering around the haunted mansion. He told me how his body wound up down below in deep freeze. I encouraged innovation. My employees aim to please. One pinned a suggestion on a corkboard with a thumbtack. That's how we began the plan to Imagineer my comeback. Walt said, "I see I still bring joy to modern boys and girls." And just like the song, "I want to be part of your world. There's a great big beautiful tomorrow waiting at the end of every day. And I am still a kid at heart, and I still want to play. When I'm reborn, I just might find myself a new young wife. It'll be part of that there circle, the circle of life." If Walt Disney does return, is it a miracle of cryonics or just the whole world being fooled by Disney animatronics?
Wow.
Be ready when they thaw him out if you want to see a Walt. They'll release him for a couple years, then it's back into Disney Vault. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes, you just gave me a great idea, Greg.
I'm going to break from the legends and do a song. I can't write great songs like Levi, so I make fun of other people's songs. Like Billy Joel, who's one day older than I am. But he recorded the song The Longest Time when he was in his 30s. And he should know by now, no man in his 30s can have the slightest concept of the longest time. So I wrote my version for the same man singing to the same woman 50 or 60 years later. Whoa, 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 for the longest time. Whoa, whoa, for the longest. If you said goodbye to me today, I might say, "Who are you anyway?" But what can I do? Sometimes I forget my name too. I've not been all there for the longest time. I get lost on walks that I go on. Maybe you'll be sorry when I'm gone. I get weird glances. I forget to zip my pantses. I haven't zipped them for the longest time. Whoa, whoa, for the longest time. Whoa, whoa, for the longest. Stop the voice I'm hearing in my head. It's a miracle that I'm not dead. Oh, how I need you. I hope you've needed me too. I've not been all there for the longest time. Maybe I won't last very long. I think I'm all right, but I could be wrong. Maybe I shouldn't be driving my car, but I've come this far, and that's more than I hoped for. Once I wished my impotence was gone. With Viagra, happiness goes on. Before the blue pill, I tried to make it work with my will. That hasn't happened for the longest time. Keeping me alive is an art. An implant device holds on to my heart. I know you're the woman that I wed when I take my meds, and that's all I can hope for. I don't care for all the gifts you bring. I feel like a fool when I lose things. My memory's so bad, but I will always know that we have loved each other for the longest time. Whoa, whoa, for the longest time. Thank you very much.
Hey, Michael!
Amazing, amazing.
Oh my god.
That was so
Yeah.
good. Loved it. Loved it.
See my time here.
You got
I'll
it. You got like 5 more minutes. Go for it.
I know. I'm trying to figure out what to do. Okay, I'll do
It's so good. It's so
Up in
good.
Smoke. I'll do Up in Smoke. He bought a box of rare cigars, the finest smokes on earth. Then took out fire insurance, $15,000 worth. The insurance company wrote it up because that is what they do. They cover loss of property. But they hadn't thought this through. He filed a claim for damages that seemed to them bizarre. In a series of small fires, he had lost every cigar. They never saw a claim like this in thousands of case files. They learned the hard way not to underestimate his wiles. They refused to pay. He's a con man, was the company's retort. The smoker stood his ground and took the insurer to court. The man stood up before the judge and explained the situation. During the fires, Your Honor, I suffered smoke inhalation. The judge, he didn't like this man. He stuck in his craw. But he was bound by precedent. He must follow the law. I must rule on how your policy reads, not what you say it meant, the judge said. He had a fire loss. You must pay him every cent. I wish that I could rule for you, but I got no legal ground. Go back to work and find a way to turn this case around. The lawyers had a conference. The man's victory was cut short. The company filed charges and he landed back in court. He faced the same judge. Young man, you have made my court a mockery. I find you guilty of arson for torturing your own property. You must be punished so that you won't pull a prank like this no more. A series of small sentences, 1 year times 24. I did listen to what you said. Your health is not a joke. I'll make sure the prison guards are told you're not allowed to smoke. I hope you learn your lesson because you got me really pissed. 2 dozen years will set you straight. This court is now dismissed.
Oh, wow.
Okay, to show it's all in fun, I'm going to end with a legend about the senseless death of a 3-year-old boy.
Okay, all in fun.
A cereal company put 3 brothers on the TV screen and launched a tragic chain of events no one could have foreseen. Started with a commercial. You try it. I'm not going to try it. Let's get Mikey. He likes it. Hey, Mikey. That's how John and Jeremy happened to discover they could test all kinds of scary foods on their little brother. They devised a wicked plan, these mischievous little elves. They try and Mikey all the stuff grown-ups keep for themselves. Most things Mikey didn't like. Cereal might be a fluke. Couldn't stand the taste of beer. Daddy's cigar made him puke. They fed him coffee, caviar, foie gras, rum, and stinky cheese. Only Mom's imported chocolate truffles seemed to please. So Sweet Tooth was Mikey's thing. He'd rejected a dill pickle, but he enjoyed sweet sparkling wine and the way his bubbles tickle. Well, the boys revised their test. They educated him to drink or eat brandied fruit or creme de menthe, anything that's sweet. They'd hooked him on sweet cereal, but for them, that weren't enough. One day, they introduced him to the harder stuff. Rock hard candy, the carbonated kind, the stuff that blows your stomach instead of your mind. He popped those pop rocks in his mouth, and they popped him back. Pretty soon, the entire head had this thing to fizz attack. Mikey loved this new sensation. He was overcome with joy. His bros had found the perfect drug to hook this little boy. They'd heard a rumor about Pop Rocks, one they had to try. Just like little Mikey, they were on a sugar high. Mikey, you know that you can trust us because we're older. Pop Rocks get a lot more fun when you drink a can of soda. The more you eat, more fun you'll have, they told their little brother. He had half a dozen bags of one, drank a six-pack of the other. He hiccuped fast, his eyeballs rolled. He was bouncing around the room. He rumbled like a volcano. Then his tummy went kaboom. Their prank, much to their horror, had done a bang-up job. What used to be Mikey was now a pink and cola-colored blob. Don and Jeremy started to cry. They were in a lot of trouble. He had caused poor little Mikey to overdose on bubbles. They missed their little brother, but what were they to do? They couldn't tell their parents he'd OD'd on CO2. They improvised a story, the first one that was handy. Mikey had gotten in a car with a man who gave him candy. Boys must live their whole lives with the consequence of their schemes. Each night, a bubbling, fizzing little Mikey haunts their dreams. Pop, pop, fizz, fizz. Oh, what a nightmare it is. The whole family rues the day when they thought they'd try showbiz. And that is my set, folks. I thank you.
Yeah.
Hey, unmute your mics. Give it up for the Urban Cowboy Poet.
Thank you, Marissa. Thank you for having me here.
Oh my God, we would do that. We did a lot of Pop Rocks and soda growing up. that might explain a lot. But shit.
I got friends and family. I want to say hi, family. I got a lot of family.
Hello.
Hi,
Thank
Sue. Hi,
you for
friends.
encouraging his behavior.
What's
Thank
that?
you. We
Yeah,
would not,
the cat
we would,
lady.
we would not be anywhere without our family, right? Thank you
Oh,
for
yeah.
encouraging his behavior. That goes for the family of Levi here in the
Yeah.
house.
Thank you for encouraging my behavior. Yes.
Thank you for encouraging his behavior, right? That's yes, that's what Propaganda Post says. I love to say that as well. Thank you so very much. All right, there's 25 people in the room, right? If we had the hat passing around, you'd have a couple bucks to put into the hat for Greg Michaels. And if you don't want to put a couple bucks in the hat, but you want to go buy his book, I mean, he's phenomenal. He's a national treasure, really.
It's coming. I don't have a book out yet, but I will, and buy my book.
Yes, yes, Greg, yes. All of the wonderful things that you can do. Let us know if you would like to tip the poets and you can't find their handles. Just send a message directly to The Word Is Right. We will get you the handles and we'll move that on to the poets. Yes, Greg.
Marissa, you said it was Urban Cowboy Poet on YouTube. It's actually Urban Cowboy Poetry.
Poetry. Okay. Urban Cowboy Poetry on YouTube. Please go find that. It's all on the Facebook events page. If you go to tonight's event in the discussions, his entire bio with his links are on there. You can find him there, as well as well, if you were looking for him and you can't find him, just message us and we'll get you in touch with him. It's totally fine. He's got the blue pill. Oh, the world makes sense again. Let's go. He is set to go, you guys. I promise. I don't know about the doctor, but and I am not responsible for anything that happens after the show.
And I want to buy his first book.
Yes, she wants to buy your first book, Greg. Okay, Greg, like I'm only doing one debut launch this year. Thing, and we're launching first drafts are due March 1st. So if you're interested and you want to jump on this bandwagon, you let me know. Otherwise we're doing children's books and anthologies for the rest of the year. So if you're interested, you feel this is your year, the books are debuting in the New York City Poetry Festival in July. I will be there in July debuting these books. So hit me up later. Let me know. This can move quick, my friend, but you just take them blue pills and it'll be fine. All right. See, this is the kind of camaraderie you get here. You can joke about shit like that. All right, let's unmute our mics one more time and give it up for the Urban Cowboy Poet, Mr. Greg Michaels. Woo! Yeehaw! Oh, I I want to bring a regular comedy show like once a month to Word is Right, Greg. So I was talking with Vernita Bostic and some other comedians to maybe do like a once a month comedy show. Let me know, or even shit once a quarter. I think I could handle every 3 months, but like really, comedy is like sex. You have to have it. Even if you don't like it, you need it. You absolutely, yes. I would love to have a regular comedy show at The Word is Right. If you're interested and you in any of your peers in the industry are interested, I fucking miss comedy. Like the pandemic closed everything down. And I miss comedy. And you know, we all hate ourselves, and that's why we're comedians. So I want to laugh. Damn it. Yeah, let's go. All right, we're gonna keep going down the open mic list. I am taking names for round 2. Round 2 is off the record, meaning when I get to the end of the open mic list, we're shutting down the live feed. We are shutting down the recording, and we're going into after hours, which means whatever goes, goes, and you need to be in the Zoom room to be here. So I'm going to go ahead and, no offense, everyone, I'm going to mute everyone who is not muted because we're going to go back to the open mic list. I got Thomas Connor, Sophia Falco, Guntis, Marianne, and Karen Scott. Yes, y'all, she's gonna grace our stage tonight. So if you have not read yet and you'd like to get on the open mic list, let me know. If you want to read in round 2, let me know. Thomas, are you ready? And Thomas has just joined the Word is Right family. We're so excited to have him. He'll be doing a regular open mic right here at the Word is Right, to be announced.
Yes, yes, yes. So I'm just going to get to my poem. You guys will get it when I spit it. I remember my block just between Farragut and Foster, East 29th Street, Flatbush Ave, a few blocks away. House painted in red brick color, porch and wood green faded. Graffiti cracked concrete, skelly chalk on the sidewalk. Second floor stairs peel and creaks in the sound of old wood, revealing scabs of a past that revisits every so often. Skies hover in gray with just a sliver of blue. Through the skylight, I see the clouds. Just one flight, I jog. As burgundy stairs start to sink, throughout time, they too begin to peel with just a touch of brown left in its wood. Around the corner, Saturdays at Vanderveer Projects, always dangerously lit. As I held a football under my arm, I wanted to play. As I walked across the wooden porch angry, as bullets doused windows and doors that day. Neighborhood and vestibule, they peek and duck. These memories in my pen kept sacred, alive for those that are still here. These pages that never seem to fade, like we all do eventually. Memory Box 1981, end poem.
Damn, Thomas Connor! I hope you're staying warm up there in New York, my friend.
It's super brick out here. It is freezing, and I have the temperature up to like 75 already, and I'm still feeling it in here. So, yeah, it's cold. It's very cold.
It gets cold in New Mexico, but not for long, and it's a dry cold, and there's usually no precip, so it's way fucking better.
It's 12 degrees right now.
And you could probably pay a house off with like a year or 2 of rent in New York City. I'm also just saying that too.
Yes, yes.
All right. It's expensive in Brooklyn. It's expensive. Well, maybe not. I don't know. It's expensive up there.
All of New York is expensive. All of it.
All of it, right? All of it. Yes. All right. Next up, we got poet Sophia Falco. Yes, you must use both of her names because she's fucking amazing and she's deserving of both of her names being used. Guntis, you are after Sophia. Hello, beautiful.
All right, thanks for having me. Sorry, I'm kind of tired, but anyways, this is like and then I lose track, but this is a free write yesterday. Working at it, you know, I'm gonna keep working at it, but I thought, why not, you know, share it. Focus. Okay. Title: On Sorrow, Not Sparrows. These letters cannot spell what has been cast on me to that magnitude. They ask, where do you feel this in your body? With each breath, my chest feels heavier. These legs, those stairs, too much. I'm scared to write to you directly, to call you by your name, sorrow. You swallow hope. No, it is not a thing with feathers, even though sometimes I want to be a bird for a day. And today I just want to fly away from here. But even a bird has a heart. My heart, yes, it's too heavy for this body, weighing it down with every step as I address these letters to you while I try to silence and rid of your presence, yet I cannot blame you as I'm watching a house sparrow outside my windowsill. No home to return to, a true sparrow rests on the branch of a weeping willow tree. And you live within the rings of these branches. When a branch is cut, it brings forth you to the surface, supposedly visible, supposedly tangible, whereas no one has claimed to see sorrow even after this destruction. Just know it hides there and it has taken up residency in my heart for too long. Those rings, a mark of time. What's ringing in my ears, not a bell, not a spell, but of wanting to harm the self. But I don't deserve to even think that way, but I still do at times. I don't need to see you to know you exist, taking over my heart. And the heart of the willow still beats as it pulsates, bleeding sap from each beat from that missing branch of something that was once living. Someone wanted to prove the existence of sorrow under a microscope, claiming they never experienced sorrow in his life, claiming I'm okay when really I fell apart. To get grounded feels like an impossible task, like how the name of a sparrow before the S is rock, yet it can still fly, and I'm afraid of dying. I want to see that golden light like how that golden sparrow does without even trying. Just inherited this body. Well, she says, I inherited this body and mind, but really they're mine. When understanding of me feels non-existent, like how I feel invisible. I feel you, sorrow, too much for years. And please go away from here. This body of mine, too tired, those stairs, feeling like a monumental task. And in this moment, I declare, I'm with you, sorrow. I'm with you in spirit, sparrows. And ultimately, a moment is a moment is a moment. And they say this will not last forever. Thank you.
Oh man, you guys unmute your mics
Wow.
for Sophia Falco. Yes.
Awesome piece, Sophia. Awesome.
Yeah, so your imagery in there was just on point. I really enjoyed it.
Go buy her book, Farewell Clay Dove. It is an amazing book. And no, I don't get paid to plug people's books. I just do it because they're great. All right. So yeah. All right. Next up on the mic, we have a first timer to The Word Is Right. At least for right here on the Double Feature Saturdays. Guntis, welcome, and Marianne, you are after Guntis.
Thanks for having me. I'm originally from Latvia, and now 11 years about I live in UK. It's nearly 3 o'clock in the morning.
Thank you for being here. We're glad to have you.
As a night shift worker, I don't sleep nights anyway. So, a couple of poems I consider one of my best. First one, Jupiter. Oh, Jupiter, you're never the same. So many colors from orange to pink. I would have given you a woman's name. You are the planet of beauty, I think. You have something that no one could fake. So much splendor and spherical form made in layers like beautiful cake, but it's not cream, it's actual storm. If I could set off and get in your orbit, that would be life lived with dignity. I could admire it all and absorb it in all that silence served with infinity. I know you already have many moons, but one little more would maybe be fair. You wouldn't know if I get there soon. I'm just a poet on foldable chair. Yes, it could be a little bit chilly. I know it's cold in space and so on, but then I would take a coffee with me in one of those mugs that keeps it warm. Hey, Juffy, you ever tried oxygen? We are addicted. You should try a fraction. You are all made of hydrogen. No, we don't want to cause a reaction. just guessing what you'd find pleasant. Don't know much about planets and stars. I would like to arrive with a present if there is a ship that will get me that far. Now I just stare in this starry night glitter. Where am I going with this reflection? Well, I don't know, dear Jupiter. I just think we have a connection. Thank you. And another one.
Yes, yes, good test. All right, keep going. Sorry, I just had to cheer you on halfway through.
Another one, particles of night. The day is going easy and chores are oddly light. Every click of clock is spreading particles of night. When evening knocks on doorstep, against the time you fight to place as you are guided by particles of night. And when you finally see there the music and the lights, you find yourself inhaling the particles of night. And there are many like you just glowing in the light. And everyone is sharing the particles of night. Then somebody approaches, invites you for a flight. And who yourself collapses into particles of night. In morning, eyes are puffy, but smile is shining bright. Your eyes still radiating the particles of night, and nothing seems like missing. New morning in the sight. But what if sun is made from particles of night? Thank you.
Yes, goodness. You guys unmute your mics, please, for this new poet.
Yes, yes, yes.
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 Yeah, the second one sounds like could be a song, you know, it just clicks like that. It's really good.
Maybe there's a collaboration in the future. All right, Guntis, thank you so much. I'm really glad that you're here, and I'm really glad you don't sleep so you can be here. So we have shows almost every day of the week. Yeah. Cheers to the insomniacs. All right, next up on the mic, we got Miss Marianne Peterson. We call her straight no chaser, to the point. I'm so excited to have Miss Marianne on the mic. She's amazing. After Marianne, we have Karen Scott.
Okay, I have a couple. This one's called Another Death. I wrote on the 21st. Another death hit us. He was grandpa to my son. He was the father of 3 kids. He was suffering from cancer and kidney failure. He's not suffering anymore. He was found dead in his home by one of his sons. He gave me a birthday card for my recent birthday. He was a stubborn man too. We will miss him. And then the next one is called I Am Sad. I wrote on the 25th of this month. I'm sad right now. I'm sad because we suffered another loss. We suffered a loss of a father who was also a grandpa. I'm sad because he died in his home without anybody around. I'm sad because it happened not too long after the holidays were over. I'm sad because we did not get to see him as much as we would have wanted to. I'm sad because everybody else is sad because of the loss. I am sad.
Oh, I'm so sorry for your loss.
Thanks.
Marianne, you said you had a couple, yes?
Yeah, that was the 2.
Oh, well, I thought like 4, because like usually I
4?
You.
Yeah, I can
All
do
right,
a couple
so
more.
Marianne is straight no chaser. She's like fast and to the point. So when she says she has a couple, I'm expecting I'm like, she's gonna come like rapid fire here. Yeah, do 2 more, please, Marianne.
Okay.
And we are so sorry for your loss, my friend.
Thanks. This was called I Am. I wrote on the 13th, of which was my birthday of this month. I'm a mother. I'm a poet. I'm a self-published author. I'm a caring person. I'm unique. I wear my heart on my sleeve. I'm a woman. I'm lovable. I'm a survivor. I'm very creative. That's that one. And I think I'll do one of my sensual poems also. This is called I Want to Get Sexual With You. I wrote on the 17th of this month. Suck my cock, you say. I'll be happy to, as long as I can have my way with you. Want to wrap you up like a present. I want to spank your ass. I want to ride you like you've never been ridden before. want to get sexual with you. I want to try out different types of positions. I'll suck your dick. I'll make it dry. I want to get down with you.
Let's go. Oh, Marianne. Let's go. God damn it. I love this moment. I want to make it dry. I can just see it now. Oh, it could be an urban legend that Greg Michaels writes about.
Oh, wow.
like a Capri Sun, right? You just yes. Yes, I want to suck it dry. I want to find a man who I want to suck it dry from, and then we can talk. But yeah, otherwise, nah. Too busy. On to the next. Fucking A, Marianne Peterson. I just love you, y'all. She's got seven books. 7, right?
Yep, 7 books.
7 fucking books. Let's go. All right, find her on Instagram, Marianne Peterson, Facebook. Marianne is very straightforward, no chaser. We love that. All right, next up on the mic, we got Karen Scott. Oh my God, Karen Scott.
Oh, stop it.
I have not heard you read for a hot minute, my friend, and I'm really, really glad that you're here. Your face always cheers me up. It makes me automatically feel better when you're in the room. So thank you. And then MD Live. I do not have, outside of Daniel Villegas, I do not have anyone else who wants to do the after hours party. So if nobody wants to do the after hours party, and you guys are good with this show here, then we'll have Daniel finish us out. If you want to stay for after hours, then put your name in the chat and I can put you on the list. All right, Karen.
All right, this one is from a prompt, and basically it was to entitle it, When I Say Blank, I Mean. When I say hello, little, I mean, I see you. I'm usually looking into the soft brown eyes of my dog or the wide yellow eyes of Elias. I say it when my headlights catch the pretty little mouser who was probably birthed under my back step, who haunts my yard and alley as if they were hers. I say it to my daughter, my friends, to the squirrels foraging in the yard for black walnuts, to the sparrows trying to build another nest in my gutters. When I say, hello, little, I mean, I see you. I appreciate you. You enrich my day. Hello, little. And I'm gonna do this next one. It's really, really old. I used to, before I finally cut cable years ago, I loved to spend a Saturday basically watching sci-fi original movies all day long, guessing what the theme of the day was. And this is called How to Survive a Sci-Fi Original Movie. 1, don't have sex. Everybody knows the first people to die in a horror movie are that horny couple who just finished humping like bunnies. 2, don't disobey your parents. If your dad, the chief of police, told you not to go to that campground or to stay off the lake, he might know something you don't know. He's only trying to save your life. Don't lie, say you're spending the night at your best friend's house, and then sneak off to an island with your boyfriend. Again, see rule number 1. 3, don't split up. That just makes it easier for the monster to pick you off one by one. Unless the leader is a douchebag, you don't need to follow a stupid person to your doom. In that situation, you might be better off alone. 4, don't be brave. Don't check out that noise. You really don't want to see what made it. Hunker down until daylight when you have half a chance of seeing what you're up against. 5, don't be an African American. Everybody knows the Black guy rarely, if ever, survives to the end of a horror movie, sci-fi movie, or war movie. The only one I can think of is LL Cool J in Deep Blue Sea, and that's probably because Samuel L. Jackson had already been eaten. 6, do not neglect your car maintenance. You'll be glad when that engine starts on the first try and you get out of the way of the tornado, or T-Rex, or a horde of flying monkeys. 7, Don't accept rides from strangers. Seriously, have you not seen any episodes of Criminal Minds or The Hitcher? 8, be alert. Expect something bad to happen. 9, if you're running, don't trip over your own feet. Once you're down, it's all over. 10, if you don't know what it is, for Pete's sake, don't poke at it with a stick. 11, be resourceful. Know how to make a basic Molotov cocktail, a simple frag bomb, a spear. Befriend the nerd. He might know something that will save all of you. 12, shut the fuck up. Now is not the time to be running around screaming and calling for your dead friends. All that noise you're making, you won't be able to hear your doom creeping up on you. And 13, don't forget to look up. Thank you.
Oh my gosh, Karen, do a happy hour. Happy Molotov cocktail. Happy hour. Do a poem for that. Oh my God, please. Let blow up some penis. Like, do it. Let's go. We love the dick. We love the dick. Full disclosure. We'll blow up some shit. Let's go. Yes. Y'all don't even know. Yeah, it's giving me some really great ideas. Okay, that's Karen Scott, everyone, and I don't think I've ever heard you do a poem like that, so I'm super glad to be here for it. Yes, I'll send you more prompts. Let's go. I wrote your prompt down, by the way. When I say blank, I mean blank. I'm gonna write to that with my Dixney parody poem. Yes, I don't know why is not anyone done a Dixney. When I was in high school, I had to have been in high school because I'm old. When I was in high school, The Little Mermaid came out, the original, and we got it on the VHS tape. And if you play it at a certain point, I swear to God, I still got the tape. It says all good teenagers take off their clothes. It says it. If you turn up the volume in the song, there's a lull and it says that. So I am going to take that and run with it. Dixney on Ice. Yes. It's so true. Yes, Greg.
In which song is that?
The Little Mermaid, part of her world, or whatever that song was.
Part of your world, yeah.
I listened to it so many times growing up. I could tell you if you played it exactly when it's going to come up. This like 30 years later. Yes, they do that. Or at least they did it with the VHS. They embedded themes into the songs. It is not an urban legend, but you can pretend, Greg, it is an urban legend, but I swear to God, it is true. We heard it lots growing up. That was my misspent youth. So yeah, we'll make some parodies about that, yeah. All right, MD Live, are you here, my friend? Are you ready to go? I know MD's at work. He's running the doors, kicking some ass, taking names. MD is part of the Word is Right family and is going to be launching a Thursday night show a couple Thursdays a month. I'm so excited to have him. Would you like to spit your poem, MD?
Oh yeah, I got 2 little pieces here if y'all don't mind. Oh, I'm dropping my phone. The first one is not titled, and it goes, when I was 5, I saw a man standing outside my mother's porch. She called me over to meet him. He was my father. He left when I was born, and even though I was his son, he said he couldn't raise me. When I was 10, there was a knock at the door. It was the same man as before. This time when my mother called out to me, I remained in my seat. Time went on, and I turned 15. Every day I would pass him on the street. He would say, "Son, you can't speak." I would throw up the deuces and move on. Now I'm 20, got a job and married. Yeah, I still see him on the streets and drinking, and he still tries to speak. One day he stood in my way, not letting me pass. My first thought, you guessed it, knock him on his ass. Instead, I stood there waiting for an explanation, but just like I thought, it never came. The first words out of his mouth was, "Son, do you have any change?" 25 years now, and my wife is expecting. Rethinking my childhood, I know I'm gonna be different because I know my son is my blessing. I want to be touched by someone. And peace. And the second one is called Prison Walls and Gravestones. Within prison walls, it's 68% Black. Gravestone represent 81% of that. Now these are the real facts. Ask yourself, where is your child at? We as adults keep saying we living our lives to the fullest, while our children cease to keep living. They are dying too young, too fast, and for what? The new Gucci bag, the new pair of J's, even rap lyrics plays a part nowadays. Listen to your kids, cause when that cell door closed or that casket drop, it's a little too late. Love your babies from birth to the ends of the earth, or let them run wild from the cradle to the grave. Stop putting yourself first and be a parent. Don't let the street raise your child, because if they do, it's prison walls and gravestones. In peace.
Nice,
Oh,
nice.
man, MD. Oh, will you guys unmute your mics, please, for MD Live?
That was dope. That was dope, indeed.
Oh,
yeah.
Peace and blessings, man.
That's where I get my drugs. Dope MD.
you're dumb, great.
Yeah, one day I got in my feelings and thought I'd better write something totally different.
Oh man, yeah, we're excited to have MD Live be part of the Word is Right family. He's going to be launching a show twice a month on Thursday nights. It'll be a mental health forward open mic. It's going to be amazing. I am so excited for this man and what he brings to the table and his story and all of it. So yes, please keep your ear to the ground. We have a lot of things happening.
Oh yeah.
All right, so that rounds out our open mic for the night. We are going to move into our after hours party. Everyone who is in the room is welcome to stick around. You don't have to go anywhere. You don't have to sign into a new Zoom. You don't have to do anything. We're just going to call it a night on the live and the recording and shut everything down, be very off the record. So if you're watching live on Facebook, click the Zoom link that I put in the live earlier, and you can come and party with us in the after hours. I have Daniel Thomas Connor and Urban Cowboy Poet. If you did read tonight and you'd like to read again, you're welcome to do so in the after hours party, because there are no rules. I will also be doing erotica for the after hours show, so get your fucking ass here. All right, we're gonna do every Saturday night I end on a toast. I end on a blessing, if you will, a toast blessing, a blessing toast. So grab a drink, whatever you're drinking, and we'll toast as we bid adieu to the Facebook Live and the recording this evening. Here's to health in your company, and one for the lasses. Let's drink and be merry, all of our glasses. Let's drink and be merry, bad thoughts to refrain, for we may or may not ever all be here again. Thank you so much, everyone, for coming out tonight. Thank you, Urban Cowboy Poet. Thank you, Levi Miracle, our double features tonight. Please tip your poets. Please let us know if you can't figure out how to tip your poets, and we will get that to you. I look forward to seeing you all next time here at The Word is Right. Peace.